It's good. I am bringing you guys to one of my favorite spots out here where I live in North Texas. This is probably about 3 or 4 miles from my house, and the name of the spot is called Goat Island. It's actually a national preserve. It's really, really cool. This area is preserved. It leads this actually, if you could see, this trail right here, about 1.5 to 2 miles. This trail leads you right to one of the forks of the Trinity River, which is really, really cool. And I thought that I would bring you out here because I wanted to spend some time where we spend time in quietness, contemplation, meditation, discover once again the sacred hum. But as the sun comes up now, so this is going to be facing east. You may not see me because it may get dark because I am of a dark nature. And so you may not see me at first, but I wanted really to emphasize the rising of the sun. You know, ancient text tells us from the rising of the sun to the going down of the same sun, the name of the Lord is to be praised. And there is something about taking your time to acknowledge the pacing of the sun. We are often going so fast in life that we forget that everything is flowing in synchronicity. I did a lyric, it says, our heads are spinning in circles while the earth is spinning in cycles. And if we could get out of the circles of our head and get into the cycles of what God created, I think we will be the better. So this is one of the exercises, by just acknowledging as the sun comes up and in its pace. Now here's another funny, interesting aspect of this idea of observing the pacing of the sun. We know that the earth spins at over 1,000 miles an hour. It clocks an amazing amount of speed that when you, in proportion, when you perspective get away from it, then you see how fast it's actually going. But when you're in it, it seems like it's so slow. Have you ever tried to watch a shadow move and slow yourself down to realizing, wow, I'm just going. And mostly in my head, I'm spinning, going. But when I slow down my pace and just connect to the pacing of something as simple as the movement of the sun, it gets me to a place of contemplation, of slowing down. So we're going to do that. I'm going to face this here. We're going to take 15 minutes. We're going to take 15 minutes and I will lead you in a guided meditation as the sun rises, and hopefully we will see the sun rise together. Okay, so I am going to get settled here. We are almost at the top of this moment, so I am going to start with this. So I'm going to ask you to go on and get settled in place. And there we go. Let's begin now. So I'm going to ask you to start out by concentrating on your breath. I ask you to take a deep breath in. Hold it. Now release it. We're going to do about 4 more of those deep breaths. You ready? Deep breath in. Hold it. Release it. Now on this next release, I'm I'm going to ask you to take as much time as you can to slowly release the breath. Deep breath in, go. Hold it. And upon this release, just take your time. Imagine you capturing the pacing of the sun and slowing down. Now, upon this inhale, slowly inhale. And release. One last inhale, slowly. Sit for a minute for any more guidance. Now picture, if you will, just like the sun is about to arise. Picture, if you could, a great, great Father, the love of God encompassing you all about and holding you up, just as if a parent would hold a child. Imagine you being held tight in the love, the compassion, and the care of the divine. Breathe in that reality and exhale any falsehoods of your provision, of your love, of your care. Breathe in again and recognize that you are cared for, that you are loved, that all is well. On this next inhale, I want you to think and imagine that same love now not just being absorbed by you, but being reflected, reverberating from you to anyone that's within the room or the building that you're in. Allow that love to reverberate, spread from you to all of your surroundings on this next exhale. Take it further. On this next inhale, absorb that love again, that compassion again, and when you exhale this time, imagine that love going beyond your building to your entire city area, your entire city block, your entire city area that you're in. Love spreading. Imagine that love now spreading beyond your city area to the entire state, the entire region that you live in. Pinpoint in your mind that it starts from you and it spreads out to your entire state, the entire state that you live in. Love of God compassion of the divine spreading in you and through you to every living creature that surrounds you. Gonna do it again and allow it to spread more. This time, as you inhale, imagine that love coming in, and as the love spreads out, it goes beyond your state and it spreads into your entire country. Imagine and see the love of God that is connecting with you, connecting with every living thing, everything within your entire country. See your country touched by love right now. Once again, in this time, as you take in that love and you absorb that love, you absorb all of that love as it comes in, and as you reflect that love out, as you reflect the compassion out, see it going beyond the borders of your own country, your own kinsmen, and let it go to those outside of your country. Let it go to those who may even consider themselves so other from you that they would think that they are your enemies or your opponents. See the love of God touch them and lift them up. Do it now. Now, imagine yourself at the pace of the sun, seeing the love of God spread over the entire planet Earth being touched and saturated by the love of God that is connecting to you, that is connecting to every living creature as you breathe. Breathe it in and let it absorb, and then reflect it right now. Since we know that the sun that's getting ready to rise in this video is actually affecting even more than this planet, see the love of God radiate beyond the planet into the entire galaxy that we reside in. See the love of God radiate and touch the entire galaxy within this next breath. Breathe in. Sit within that love. Swim within that love. Radiate within that love. See that love actually now solving some of the world's biggest problems. See that love on a micro level solving some of your biggest pains, irritations, agitations. See that love smoothing out, setting right. Go back into a macro level and see that love setting the entire cosmos right into good divine order. Divine order. Say that with me. Divine. 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 As we reflect upon divine order, the next phase of this meditation session that I want to lead you in is a phase of forgiveness. I want you to think of someone in your life that comes to mind that you feel that you need to forgive. It may even be someone that you need to revisit in your heart concerning place of forgiveness. Someone who's wronged you, someone who's done you wrong, someone who possibly owes you an apology. As you see them in your mind's eye, I want you to imagine you sitting in front of them, sitting in front of you. And what we're going to do right now is practice the art of forgiveness. In your mind's eye, I want you to see them. And I want you, in your mind's eye, to say to them, I forgive you. And then say whatever the act is. I forgive you. And I ask you to forgive me. Now, as you've said that, now I want you to imagine what it feels like to actually sense that load of disagreement, of pain, of anger, to actually be released from you. As you look at them, their face looks brighter. You feel lighter. Forgiveness is happening in your mind's eye. Now I want you to imagine in your mind's eye that person responding to you. And as they respond to you, they say the same. I forgive you for the act, whatever the act is. Imagine them saying it. And then imagine them saying, and I ask you to forgive me. Now feel your heart opening. And you releasing them and forgiving them as well. In your mind's eye, see a beautiful embrace, connection, of love, of freedom. And as the sun begins to rise, finally, we will end this meditation session in a realm of gratitude. Think about something that right now you are truly grateful for. Something so wonderful to you that it lightens your heart. It could be a spouse, it could be a child. It could be a moment in your life that you can always reflect upon and be grateful for. Capture that moment in your mind. And now expand that moment by feeling what it felt like at the time. Recall the smells, recall the feel, recall what you were wearing, recall all of the moments that bring up an attitude of deep gratitude. I want you to go even deeper into that moment of gratitude. And with your fingers, I want you to just count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scenes. Recall 5 scenes. Rewind in your mind and 5 specific scenes from that moment of gratitude that you can just magnify and snapshot capture back in your mind and relive that moment. 5 scenes. Go that deep into the magnification of gratitude. Ready? I'm going to give you about 90 seconds. Go. Very well. With that level of gratitude being magnified, I want you to now look in your heart and be hopeful and grateful that just as we're watching the sun rise, allow a level of peace to conduct the pacing of your hopes, of your dreams, your anticipations for the day, and realize that if he'd done it before, he'll do it again. He's done it before, he'll do it again. He's done it before. He'll do it again. As we get ready to close, as we are seeing the sun peak over the horizon, we close in salutation to this sun that we realize will be here the entire day, whether we recognize it or not, whether we acknowledge it or not. Sun is taking its pace, is running its route. We are all taken care of. And in your salutation to what St. Francis would call brother sun, and the salutation of brother sun, we recognize God is in full control. And as we finish, stretch, smile from the inside out. Thank you guys so much for this time. Giving you a little of North Texas, letting you enjoy some of the sun as it rises. There he is, she is, it is. A beautiful sun is with us all the time. It's a beautiful idea, a beautiful analogy of God's presence constantly with us, providing everything we need, whether we recognize it or not. Sometimes it just takes the moment of slowing down at its pace and know that all things will be provided. All things have already been provided. Hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. I'm out.